350 people in Minnesota will be out of a job today. Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us this Wednesday afternoon. I'm Kyle Bosch. Target Corporation announced earlier this morning that the company plans to cut 550 jobs in Minnesota, and 350 of those are effective immediately. Target announced last month that it would be closing all operations in Canada because of a lack of profits. The layoffs in Minnesota are part of that process. Now, on top of the layoffs, Target will also have to pay out about $4 million in a California lawsuit settlement for allegedly charging higher prices than advertised. Target cited failure to remove promotional signs once sales had ended as one of the main causes of the problem. Officials say they have since fixed the issue. The United States, Britain, and France all announced today they are closing their embassies in Yemen. The closures come after Shiite rebels took control of the capital and seized power. The U.S. State Department confirmed that it closed its embassy and evacuated staff today. Local members of the embassy staff say that they destroyed weapons, computers, and documents before leaving. Now, the embassy is also asking all Americans who are in Yemen to leave that country. Well, the snow has stopped falling, but it's now the temperatures that are going down. Let's check in with meteorologist Robert Hahn for a look at how low the thermometers will go.
Yeah, they're going to get pretty low during the overnight hours. Until then, we've got some cold temperatures, and with some strong northwesterly winds, we're seeing some very cold wind chills. Current temperatures right now range from -1 in Badette, 0 in Roseau and Thief River Falls. It's 6 degrees here in Fargo, 11 down in Sisseton. You factor in those winds out of the northwest, 10 to 20 miles per hour with some gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. We've got wind chills down in the teens below 0 in Fargo, Grand Forks, Devils Lake, and Jamestown, as well as Detroit Lakes and Wadena, -22 in both Thief River Falls and in Badette. We're also seeing a bit of increase in clouds to our north, and underneath those clouds, starting to see a few flurries, and we'll see that chance for some flurries and some snow showers as we head through the rest of the afternoon. Next couple of days today, yeah, a chance for some flurries. Tomorrow, we could see a bit more snow. Some areas could see an inch or so of snow. I'll let you know who has the best chance for snow and when to expect it in just a few minutes.
Sounds like that snow is going to stick around, and the stuff we got yesterday is going to stick around for a while.
For quite a while, yeah.
All right, Robert, thank you very much. NBC Nightly News anchor Brian Williams has been suspended for the next 6 months without pay for exaggerating a story from an Iraq war mission. Williams told viewers that he was in a helicopter that had been hit and forced down by an RPG. Several soldiers complained, and it turned out Williams was not in the helicopter that was hit. Now, last week, Williams did apologize on air for misremembering the events from 12 years ago, and NBC launched an internal investigation into that situation and other reports that Williams has made throughout his time with the network. Now, the president of NBC News says that review of Williams is ongoing. This story has obviously been generating a lot of feedback on our Valley News Live Facebook page. If you'd like to join the conversation on that and other stories, or get breaking news, weather alerts, and other news updates posted right to your timeline, all you have to do is like Valley News Live on Facebook. Minnesota's Hennepin County has become one of the first in the country to ban electronic cigarette use in most public indoor places. It means that the use of e-cigs is now not allowed anywhere where conventional cigarette use is also banned. After one of the safest months on record for Minnesota roads, traffic deaths have jumped in just the first 10 days of February. The Minnesota Department of Public Safety is reporting there have been 13 traffic deaths so far this month. 7 of them happened in a 4-day stretch. Now, 4 of the 6 drivers who died were not wearing seatbelts. The other death was a pedestrian. The State Patrol says not wearing a seatbelt accounts for about half of all crash-related deaths in Minnesota. President Barack Obama has formally asked Congress for a 3-year authorization to fight ISIS. It comes as the president vowed retaliation against members of that terror group who are responsible for the death of 26-year-old American aid worker Kayla Mueller. Now, the request prohibits enduring offensive ground forces and limits engagement to 3 years. The president emphasized in his letter to Congress that the proposal would not authorize long-term, large-scale ground combat operations like what was used during the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. Lawmakers will begin deliberating the request immediately. Congress has not approved such an authorization since 2002, when President George W. Bush pushed for strikes in Iraq. An Otter County woman has died after falling from or jumping from a moving car being driven by her husband. The Fergus Falls Daily Journal reports Kelly Peterson of Underwood had been in serious condition since the incident back on January 24th. Now, police are still trying to figure out if she jumped or fell from the car. Her husband, Douglas Peterson, has been charged with DWI and criminal vehicular operation, but the sheriff says that charges could be amended now that his wife has died. After more than 15 years behind the desk, Jon Stewart plans to step down as host of the popular Daily Show. He made the announcement during last night's broadcast and says he is looking forward to having dinner with his family during school nights. A replacement has not yet been named for Stewart. Stewart has hosted the satirical news show since 1999.